All right, hey guys, if you did not hear from last night's stream that I would be doing Golden Shot today, pretty much going to be doing this to essentially raise awareness and do this Golden Shot for charity. So if you guys get the opportunity, if you could head over to my personal Facebook page, it's right here. And, finding me on Facebook. This is a public post. It's a worthy cause for basically cancer research and funding. So if you can go here and donate, we're currently kind of $3,900 dollars raised, and we're trying to continue to push for a little bit more. You can see we have already raised over 2,000 in this thread here. I also have a separate drawing that we're doing for an account that we're giving away. It's a master's level account that's being given away at the end of next Sunday. So there will be another live stream for that. So if you guys can do that, the donations there are tax deductible, which means, you can write them off next year on your taxes. So the more that you guys can give, the better. We're trying to push for more funds. So if you guys feel inspired to do so, do check that out. It's a public page and also shareable. So you can find it just by finding me on Facebook. So without further ado here, let's get into the Golden Shot here. So the first thing to note is we'll be using the Golden Shot long iron. I use about 1.7 per ring here, which means the wind could be as low as 5. So we're looking at somewhere right around 2.9 rings, somewhere in there. And under, I'd say about 5.1-ish on the high end. So all your adjustments should be bound by those numbers, 5.1, 5.2 to 3 rings. So aside from that, the best thing to know about this, if you guys have seen my tournament guides, especially seen how I play it from the second tee box, third tee box, I'll typically play kind of towards the top of the shadow. Well, what ends up happening here is, as the tee boxes move up, you get closer, the bounces are a little bit shorter, so you probably want to move it up just a little bit and make sure that you're kind of on the little crest below the hill and on the upslope. So that's the key, is making sure that it just gets to the upslope there and it seems to kind of roll out a little bit more consistent from the first tee box. So you're going to see that I'm going to move my starting positioning just slightly from what you might see on a third or second tee box. And as I mentioned, that's kind of the primary reason why, is because, those ball guides, they're kind of stretching, they're kind of compressing in just a little bit, and the hops are just a little bit smaller. So what we're going to do is primarily set up on the upslope a little bit. So here you'll see, kind of a little bit. You want to make sure that you kind of accentuate this a little bit and kind of put it just a little bit more. Other than that, it's going to kind of come down to wind effect play. So we'll just try to, I'm going to try to go maybe about 3.5 here on this. And you can see with where I'm kind of landing right here. And let's go this many rings. And the big key here is going to be your wind effect play and getting your perfect balls, of course. So it hits this upslope. It's coming in just a little bit too hot. Those tailwinds are kind of the toughest ones because, it doesn't want to kind of hit that hill right. So that is going to be the hardest ones. It looks like I'm getting another tailwind. So we'll try to make just a slight modification there on my spin. Maybe just get it up just a little bit higher and try to hit that same spot. Or a very similar spot. It just didn't quite bounce out right. And it's actually a stronger wind this time. So we're going to try for the same thing, and I'll just try to get this up just a little bit higher. It looks like, maybe if I get just a little bit more right spin on as well, because if it gets a little bit more on line, it probably will come in just a little bit truer. So here you can see with kind of where I'm positioned here, maybe somewhere right in here. Just getting just a little bit more on the spin. And this should be essentially 4 rings in this case. So let's try this. Perfect ball. And this looks like it's getting the bounce that we're looking for, just a little bit to the right. So that's more or less what you need to do. It's really about that second bounce. So I could see that, well, first and second bounce, it's kind of like a combination of the two. So you can see I was able to make the adjustment. And this is, a really hard golden shot to clear all these chests. It can be done. It's just going to require kind of like a perfect setup here. So I'm thinking somewhere around here. And maybe 2.5, or maybe just a little bit more than 2.5. You can see that I'm trying to play the wind effect. A little bit of spin, but keep that ball guide over to the side. Other than that, we're going to try to stick to 3 rings here. Make sure that we hit the upslope. So hopefully we can get this alignment. That's what it's really going to take to make this one. It's just going to have to come in perfect. It looks like, oh man, was that close. So that almost had it. That's what you want, is you want that bounce to kind of land on there. Just a little bit more backspin there. May have been a good thing as well. So unfortunately not able to roll that in, but just over the edge of the cup. So as you can see how critical that wind effect play is. So that's the main thing that you're going to want to concentrate on yours. And let's see if we can't get over here. Kind of as aggressive as possible. So we'll have to play less wind effect is kind of the key. Definitely thinking somewhere around that 4 on the backspin. Very close to that number. You can see with where I'm positioned. So let's try this, and 4 rings. Perfect ball. And just off to the right. So just a little bit too much side spin. So you can see how tight those last 2 rings are to get. So very challenging to get that to happen. So we got 3 more looks. We've been close on a couple of these shots, and it's just missing. And this is one of my least favorite wins, and it's because that we're moving to such a higher ground over here. So let's try to position in here again. Start on this upslope. So maybe right in here. Again, the wind effect is going to be kind of the big critical thing here to master if you want to try to get this one to hold out. Oh no. Oh, bad time for a great ball. Come on, catch the... Nope. Had pretty good speed too. A good chance that I would have been able to catch that ring. But unfortunately caught a great ball. So 2 more attempts. Hopefully I can get at least one of those. But this is a very tough one. A very, very tough hole to get. So you can see, trying to get kind of a very similar here. Thinking almost 2.5 on the backspin here. You can see with what I'm doing with my alignment, try to get that ball guide pointed almost at the hole here. Other than that, let's try for 3-ish rings. 3.1, somewhere in there. Perfect ball. So let's see if we can't get this to come in here. And sure enough, there it is. So good timing. We got the hole-in-one. That's exactly what we're looking for. You just got to master that wind effect. It's the big key. So let's see what this looks like. Firefly. Oh, but we got Apocalypse unlocked. So that's a good thing. So we got the Apocalypse with the hole-in-one. So as you guys can see, always a good time to maybe be able to get that. So let's see if we can't slide in and get this last one with this last shot. So we're going to try, very similar method here, trying to master the wind effect. I'm thinking 2.5-ish on the backspin here, somewhere in here. And you can see also what I'm doing with my ball guide. Just trying to offset it a little bit. I'm thinking that may be just a little bit heavy. So I may just put just a little bit more back on this with just a little bit of curl to the left. So it's coming in good, and 2 in a row. So that is a good way to finish. We got those last. We came up clutch, especially after that great ball. So a little bit unfortunate about that, but you guys can see I was able to clear it. It's going to come down to wind effect more so than anything. Hopefully you guys are able to, get these shots to drop. If you guys appreciate this guide, please do check out that donation. That's the primary reason that I wanted to put together this guide for you guys, is just to raise that awareness and be able to, provide you guys some more great guides as well. If you guys want to check out the expert round that I did for you guys last night, it is on live stream and it is on my channel. ZR Jones 1984. So if you guys want to head over to that, feel free to subscribe, share this video with your friends, because we are really just trying to do this for charity and raise as much funds as we can. One of my close buddies, Ian McIntosh, you guys know the guy who runs the Golf Clash Notebook website. It's a cancer awareness, because his family just recently kind of came into a situation where one of the close members of his is diagnosed, and we're just trying to raise as much funds as possible for this great cause. So if you guys have some money to do so, once again, I'm just going to go over to this. This is my personal Facebook page, and there is a donation link right on here if you guys can contribute. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys, and God bless, guys. Take care.